Hey patrons, welcome into our love reading for Libra, Scorpio, cusp placements and energies. I thank you guys so much for being here and for all your love and support. We're going to look into Venus's retrograde from March 1st to April 12th to see what might be shifting and changing for Libra, Scorpios. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Divine Mother, Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, my ascended ancestors and all holy angels, what's going on here with Libra, Scorpio during Venus's retrograde? Shifting universes and sweet soul rising came out together. Loving all that is also here. Okay, so 7, 20, and 22 could be significant numbers for you. And then you've got the cosmic butterfly at the bottom, 36. Okay. So it does feel like during Venus's retrograde, there might be a more tender side to you that shows up here, Libra, Scorpio, where you start to connect with the love that's all around you. You start to let the sweetness in your own soul rise up into your reality, which is helping you shift this universal consciousness, okay? Or your perspective of the world is shifting here. You're moving into a space and a time where that love that you are made of, the love around you, the love given to you, the love coming from you, you're going to be so hyper aware of it. Some of you could be Cancer risings. I'm feeling a lot of that energy, or maybe have a strong Cancer placement somewhere. But I think you're going to start feeling the love around you during this Venus retrograde, where it maybe felt elusive or it was maybe hard to connect with. This retrograde is going to help you shift your reality and perspective on what love truly is, so that you can recognize it more than you were maybe in this other universe, if you're shifting universes. Okay? So if you've been doing some work to reframe your mind and kind of look for love in new ways, it's working, okay? Keep going. Let's talk about this shift in the universe. All right, it says this oracle has a message for you that if you're thinking of changing locations, jobs, houses, or attitudes, trying something new, especially if it is unusual for you, then the universe is supporting you. Now is the time to accept what you didn't expect. Okay, so you're being blessed with an opportunity to change gears and get off of a repetitive treadmill in your life, either in a way that you've been living, the way you've been thinking, the way you've been feeling, the way you've been connecting. Regardless, it will be love-filled. You are going to feel the love. Whatever that means for you, feeling the love. So it's maybe, I know love exists, but I don't feel it fully. You're going to kind of break through that blockage during this Venus retrograde, okay? I'm going to skip the poems for today, for these reads today, okay? So with sweet soul rising, it says that this oracle brings you guidance to surrender and flow. This is not the time to assert your will or to try to make things happen, no matter how much you may want to or believe that you should. Just be, no. Ooh, I skipped it to another one. There is something bigger happening and everything is going to turn out perfectly according to a far larger plan, Libra, Scorpio. That includes your well-being too, okay? Sometimes we have to let go of our expectations about how that bigger plan will be achieved and just let it happen, trusting that it will actually take place even without us striving to make it so. This is one of those times, okay? So this is more or less let the energy of love carry you into this new universe instead of you muscling your way through it. Let love lift you up. Okay? rather than you reaching out for it. Let it come to you. So loving all that is. Okay, it says that this oracle brings you a sweet message that you are just asked to love. Everything else will take care of itself. Exactly. You just got to focus on feeling love, receiving love, giving the love, keeping your mind focused on love, the love that you want to feel, not the love that you feel you don't have, the love that you want. Focus all parts of your being and existence on that. Okay? No matter how small, no matter how large, no matter how medium it might come in, receive it all with joy. Receive it all as if it's the biggest thing possible. Like, get excited about the love that's showing up for you, Libra, Scorpio, because that's how you're going to amplify it and that's how you're going to magnify it, okay? But you are not going to be in action mode from March 1st to April 12th. So don't be alarmed if it's like, hey, I'm just not feeling up to it. You need to honor that because you're not meant to. This is you really integrating feminine energy regardless of your gender and learning how to work with it so that it can work for you. So maybe if you've lived in this existence, in this universe where you felt very separate from feminine energy, that's going to shift, but only if you allow it. Okay? So what is this? The Three of Swords, right? Hold on, let me do a crooked check. All right, we're not too bad. Right. Jeez. So you're shifting out of that universe, out of that world. Definitely check out the Aries Taurus reading because they had a similar message and you guys are 7th house partners. Right. So that's a confirmation, Ace of Wands. Definitely check out the Aries Taurus reading, okay? But you're shifting from one universe where you were stuck in the Three of Swords, stuck thinking about all the swords that have been launched in your heart and your back and why would someone do that, and feeling kind of victimized. I'm going to say it. Feeling like a victim of your circumstance. Where Spirit is trying to shift you into a universe where you're the victor. Where all those things don't weigh you down anymore. Okay? But again, this would be something you would have to choose to receive. You have the Eight of Pentacles. So where you need to focus your energy is on the love you want to receive, on the love that the divine wants you to have. This Ten of Pentacles. Pay attention to the details here. Pay attention to the small acts of love. Like I said, no matter how big or how small, celebrate it all. Because that's how you're going to move forward. Okay? That's how you're going to move forward. And maybe that's what the struggle is. It's the mind. It's hard to maybe see yourself as this sweet soul rising when all of the words and actions by others made you feel differently. You got to detach from that. Eight of Cups. Yeah. You have to trust that where you're going is far better than where you've been. And that's what deserves your energy and attention and your focus, not the past. Okay, this is going to be a big theme for a lot of the collective, so you are no different here. And that's what I mean, that Empress energy. Divine feminine energy. Part of divine feminine energy. Because I feel like the true divine feminine is the High Priestess and the Empress together. When the Empress, right, it's not the whole story. When the Empress connects or maintains that connection to her High Priestess, that's when that becomes divine feminine. But star in reverse with the Queen of Wands. Maybe it's difficult for you to embrace this Empress energy because, again, it's like you have no guiding light around it. You have no example. Maybe the feminine energy in your world or those that were connected to you did not embody this Empress. So it's like, I don't even know what that looks like. Okay, but you got the Four of Wands here, which tells me that there's a little bit of like imagination that needs to be employed here. Okay. Page of Pentacles. Yeah. Because you know what I'm feeling, for those of you that are really going to resonate with this, despite the cycle or despite the universe and the world of the Three of Swords and the anxiety of the Nine of Swords and just the stress of it all, despite that, you still have union, or you still have this energy, or you've been able to create something for yourself that looks different than what you were created from. And I feel like you need to kind of love that about you, that you allowed that to be built by your efforts, by your intentions, by your actions, and that's what matters. Nine of Cups. What matters the most here, Libra, Scorpio, is how you feel about you. Trying to discern and decipher what other people feel about you is a waste of time. You have to feel good about you. That's what you want to focus on during this Venus retrograde. Okay? Loving all that you are. Even the not so shiny parts. Even the parts that you were told to hide, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Told not to love or taught not to love. Start loving them. Start loving them so that you can feel the wholeness of your being, because you deserve it. And like I said, so you are integrating this divine feminine energy, okay? Page of Cups with the High Priestess and the Lovers, exactly. The Two of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, so something growing here. And the Seven of Swords. Don't convince yourself that you aren't worthy of happiness because of what others did to you in the past. Like, basing your worth off of other people's actions is something that is so human, so normal, so normal, but really, really screws us. Really does. So maybe during this Venus retrograde, there could be that reframing, rewiring work around how you look at yourself and how you look at the different parts of you, and trying to figure out how to integrate a little bit more of that love, of that High Priestess, of that inner knowing, of that truth, of your innocence almost. It's like there is this call back to innocence that you might feel during this transit. Don't deceive yourself into thinking that innocence doesn't have value, or that in order to stay safe, you have to remember all the things that were done wrong so you don't forget. That is such a trap. That's such a trap. Don't trap yourself in that. You have the power, Libra, Scorpio, to act like none of that even happened. None of it. But that would be the reality and the choice that you would have to make for yourself, right? It's the fact that you're remembering. It's hard. It's hard. It absolutely is. But I feel like it's this innocence that wants to reconnect with you, that wants to get into this lover's energy with you and wants to work with you so that you can integrate this Empress and High Priestess. Yeah, the Moon. And the Five of Swords, exactly. With the Eight of Wands. Devil energy, okay, right. But it's the fear that's trying to take over. It's the fear you've been operating from. And the Six of Cups. Nostalgia, remembering. It's the remembering and the nostalgia and the going backwards to that devil energy, to those fears, to that pain that's keeping you from creating and standing and sitting in your Nine of Cups. Okay? So you've got the Four of Swords, the Three of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Swords, right? So in order to kind of reintegrate, realign your Empress energy, you're going to have to tap back in with your Queen of Cups and your Queen of Swords, regardless of your gender, which is this intuitive feeling and this intuitive knowing about who you are. Page of Cups, where your heart is, what you truly want, the good of you. Don't, thank you, Spirit. Don't let the bad of others make you forget the good in you. Make you under-nurture, neglect the good in you. If you are waiting for someone to nurture that good, you're waiting on yourself. Because to expect someone to come in and know how to nurture you without you knowing how to nurture you is what might be setting you up for disappointment here. And it feels like Spirit's trying to clear that out of your heart energy, clear that out of your Venus placement, so that you can actually get into this Four of Wands that you are wishing for and build something or create something. Or I don't know, for some of you, there's even like a child maybe that wants to come through, but it has to come through when you are in the right energy based off its lessons that it needs to learn. Okay, so it feels like there is a lot of quantum leaping, quantum shifting happening in the collective, at least here in our tribe, which I honestly love to see. So I'm grateful to be able to help maybe point y'all in the right direction or keep you grounded and focused on the right things so that you can get on that new timeline that you deserve to be on. Okay, Two of Cups, you deserve that. And to period, that's the truth. Come on now. You deserve to be on that new timeline, the Chariot. But in order for this Chariot to work properly, you got to be in union with you. So take this opportunity to do that, okay? And you're going to feel called because the High Priestess is here. You don't have to think too much about it. It's going to happen. It's you not getting in the way of that happening. You being in resistance to the happening. That can really, that's the only thing that can kind of throw you off here. So do your very best to not be in resistance to anything. Anything that tries to show up, anything that's coming up in you, coming around you, yeah. Romantic love, that's what I mean. So if it's romantic love that you want, you have to create the space in your heart to receive it. And it is going to require you to get on a new timeline and a new perspective, a new viewpoint of yourself to feel worthy of it. You are worthy of romance, Libra, Scorpio, okay? Don't convince yourself of anything else, because I can clearly see that's what your heart wants. All right, so let's talk about how you get onto this new quantum leap, this new timeline. How do you get into the Chariot? How does Libra, Scorpio get into the Chariot here, Spirit? What dynamics in their relationship do they need to focus on in order to get into that new timeline? Thank you. The fourth chakra, you got to get into your heart. Got to get into that heart chakra. It supports our inner guidance system, which is clearly going to be important for you to be in that Chariot. All right, which is governed by your heart and the capacity to love deeply. So if you are struggling to love yourself deeply, then the expectation for someone to love you deeper than you love yourself is what's going to keep you in this loop. You have to love yourself that deeply for someone else to love you that deeply as well, because they're going to learn from you. Okay, they're going to learn how you need to be loved, but you got to know the way yourself. So that, yeah, and that can maybe start with building a friendship with yourself. This is back out here. Definitely check out that Aries Taurus reading, because that'll give you maybe the other side of what you're seeing and what you're experiencing. I got abundance. Okay, friendship supports our intrinsic desire for connection with others based on mutual affection and appreciation. Abundance activates our ability to manifest the wealth we need and the sense of fulfillment that comes from a heart and soul that are overflowing with love and gratitude. Duality. And that's what it is, that dualistic nature coming into unity consciousness. It's not one is true, the other is false. It's this and that are true at the same time. So you could have had a rough past and still be worthy of love and deserving. Just because you had a rough past or rough energy or went through this doesn't mean that you're not worthy of it. And that's hard for the mind sometimes. Because you want to think, well, if I was worthy of it, why didn't it happen? If I was worthy of it, then why didn't people honor that worth? But that's you taking ownership for other people's free will, which will also keep you trapped. So it's like dodging traps here. Spirit's trying to give you the roadmap to dodge all the traps. And it's up to you to get your discernment up, to stay in receiving mode through March 1st through April 12th, so that you can get all the guidance that you need that will lead you towards this abundance, okay? So duality, again, supports our ability to gracefully flow with the everlasting movement among all opposites, okay? Right, and union, it keeps coming out for everybody. It keeps coming out. This is a time of union. This retrograde is getting people prepared for union, and that's not just romantically, but for you it could be. But union with yourself, union with source, super, super important here, okay? You got strength. Union activates our ability to unite our outer and inner aspects towards a state of wholeness. Strength supports our ability to harmonize all our qualities and skills towards a strong and balanced way of being. So that's what this is trying to offer you, balance. A new balanced way of being. Okay? And you've got the 7th chakra and integrity at the bottom. Okay? The crown chakra supports our feeling of being connected to a higher power and a part of a larger whole. So what is mending is you feeling disconnected from spirit. I think from this 3 of Swords, 9 of Swords, you maybe felt like you went through those things because spirit doesn't love you, or spirit wasn't looking out for you, or spirit wasn't protecting you, when you got to change that. And I'm speaking from experience, okay, honey bunnies, been there. But even through my own therapy, through my own work with spirit, it's allowing your brain to think of something else. And this is one that really breaks me out of that cycle of what if what happened was in fact the highest good possible for what you needed to know, what you needed to learn, what you needed to see, in order to prepare you for what's coming. So without that experience, you wouldn't be able to fully receive or fully have an awareness around the good, or around the blessings, or around the desire. So it's those moments of contrast that are necessary in order for us to really be in that 10 of Cups. You gotta go through the 5 of Cups. You gotta go through the 7 of Cups. Got to go through the 4 of Cups. Got to go through the 8 of Cups. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot. So we honor those moments as teachers, not as definers. So what if that was the highest good that could happen in alignment with everyone else's will? Can you accept it from that space? Can you acknowledge it from that space so you can free yourself from it? This is a transit of freedom for sure. A transit of freedom, and I think you're going to gain a lot of strength, okay? Or recognize that you do have some strong friendships here, that you are in union with certain people that bring this abundance, or that are a reflection of the abundance that you desire. It's just maybe difficult to see it or really fully understand it, but I do think that understanding is going to come in pretty strong here for you during Venus's retrograde. So let me know when it does, or let me know what else kind of connected with you from this message throughout the transit. I'd love to hear that from you all in the comments. I thank you guys so much for tuning in, for your love and support, and for being here, and I really do hope that this message serves you well. All right, my loves. Love you lots. Namaste.